Britney Spears is not okay, and none of her friends or her family are willing to step in. They said that her home is in a chaotic state. It's an absolute mess with dog poop everywhere. Britney herself is in a panic state because she's concerned that her ex, Kevin Federline, might see some things in his book that she won't be able to recover from. So right now, Britney's trying to keep it together and plan her revenge, but concern over her well-being is still growing. So let's get into it. I would be lying to you guys if I said I wasn't worried about Britney Spears, because I am. Her social media has been so chaotic lately, fans are concerned. Plus, she has a lot going on in her life. They're making a movie about her book, The Woman in Me. And actually, speaking of books, her ex, Kevin Federline, is coming out with his own book. This headline says that Britney is panicking over her ex-husband Kevin's upcoming book. And Britney's worried that he's going to use this opportunity to humiliate her. Before we talk about Britney's current condition, I want to talk about this book. It seems like Kevin is trying to ride Britney's success by releasing his memoir titled You Thought You Knew, which comes out in October. It's about fame, fatherhood, and the private cost of public life from one of pop culture's most misunderstood figures. Is he considered a figure in pop culture? I mean, his ex is, but he isn't. Sources say that Britney is beside herself over this tell-all. She knew it was in the works, but never thought he'd go through with it or that he could actually write, being a high school dropout, shady Britney Spears. If he decides to get too personal or twist things, she's ready to come out swinging with her own version of events. Britney's desperate to get a copy of Kevin's book to see exactly what he's saying. She's convinced it's not going to be pretty. Kevin's been teasing that he's finally telling his side of the story about what it was like to be married to her, and that set off every alarm bell. Now, Britney's book, The Woman in Me, was pretty restrained when it came to writing about Kevin. He's just not that interesting. I mean, Justin Timberlake received most of the heat. There are some people accusing Kevin of using this book as a cash grab. One person says that I guess he's trying to fill the gap in his bank account. Another says, get a job, Kevin, leave her alone. But the insider says that Britney feels like after everything she's been through, the last thing she needs is her ex dredging up some past for profit. I do have a snippet of the audio version of his book. Let's go ahead and react to it together.
Thought about it, let it go, picked it back up. I've jotted down thoughts in my phone more times than I can count. Memories, fragments of what I'd say if I ever
Oh God, can you imagine like an 8-hour audio of his voice?
really sat down to do it. But because I was trying to protect the people I love, trying to give my kids some kind of a normal life, because I want my kids to know their dad told his story after 2 decades of everyone else telling the world who I am. Who wouldn't want to finally tell their own story?
Who wouldn't want to go and tell their own story? I want my kids to know that their dad jotted it down on his phone and told his story.
I cannot. Who asked for any of this? Kevin, because it was a payday. They released this book so quickly because it's some new publisher that rushes out cheap books. The vocal fry is nauseating. Is that what that was? Is
that male vocal fry?
It's his voice. It's such a dramatic reading, someone added. That clip alone was too long. It was like 2.5 minutes long. I cut it down to like, what, 20 seconds for you guys? See, I'm not going to punish you with that. Somebody added that the timing is interesting. All of a sudden, he doesn't have child support, so now he's coming out with a book. Somebody also added that the 20-year non-disclosure agreement expired, which maybe, I don't know if there was an NDA, maybe there was, and the first thing he does is write a book. He's a piece of you know what. But let's talk about Britney. Now, lately, there have been some conspiracies coming out online. I feel like we're back in the Free Britney movement of her possibly being a body double or maybe some AI. Now, this theory is based off the fact that Britney's hair changes in a lot of these videos. And of course, the videos that she posts on social media aren't very crisp and clear. Now, I'm not going to go and start off this update about Britney with the conspiracy that she is a clone. There's a reason why Hollywood stars always seem to walk away from scandals untouched. Just like there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm. Most regular people, including me, don't have a legal army behind them. And if you're injured in an accident, insurance companies try their best to pay you as little as possible. That is where Morgan & Morgan comes in. With over 1,000 attorneys and 100 offices across the country, they are built to fight for regular people, not corporations. In Florida, a client was offered $350,000 by an insurance company. Morgan & Morgan stepped in and got them $12 million. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome, but these stories are what they do every day. And it's easier than ever. You don't have to deal with those piles of paperwork. You also don't have to pay anything up front. You could even start your claim right now within minutes by using your phone. You could get started by scanning the QR code on the screen using your phone's camera. Remember, the fee is free unless they win. If you ever find yourself injured, then check out Morgan & Morgan. Again, you could start your claim today by scanning the QR code or visiting the link in my description below. It's fast, it's simple, and it could change everything. But I wanted to show you guys that headline because it reminded me of 2019. It's interesting that these conspiracies are becoming more prevalent again. But lately, according to the video evidence that Britney has been releasing, a lot of people are concerned about her well-being and the condition of her mansion. She recently posted a video of herself dancing around her home, which looks really messy. She also seems like she's, maybe like, again, I'm not a doctor, but like kind of in a manic state, I would say. We've all had our mania. We've all had our mania moments, including myself. But Britney purchased her mansion back in 2015 for $7 million. And I'm sure that she has a cleaning crew or staff or somebody there to go and pick up these dog poops all over the home. Why do I get so grossed out by like dog poop in the house? I don't know. Something about it sitting is really gross. At least I don't think I see any on the carpet, so at least it's not seeping in. Many people can relate to having an untidy home. Honestly, not me. Shout out to all the messy houses out there. If you're in your messy room right now, shout out to you. I'm like actually such a clean freak. It drives my boyfriend insane. He's like, seriously, I'm always picking up after him. But yeah, some people live in a little bit of a mess. Shout out to my sister. Just kidding. She would be so mad. Hopefully she doesn't see this one. But in all honesty, it's becoming kind of sad to watch. I have people even come up to me sometimes in public, which shout out to those people too. And they ask me about like some of the stories I talk about on social media. And I can't sit here and say, oh yeah, Britney's doing amazing, because the evidence doesn't suggest so. Now, there was an insider, somebody close to Britney, who went to the Daily Mail to spill some tea. Britney needs to keep in mind who's in her inner circles, because these people are leaking information. This article says that Britney isn't functioning like an adult, and they share the truth about her erratic home life and her messy mansion. Those close to her have seen this over and over again, and though it is monitored, they aren't going to make any type of intervention. Britney's family said they are worried, adding that the star is not doing well at all, and those closest to her are terrified for her future. What do you mean her future? Don't do anything to her. Family and friends are always concerned with Britney as they try to navigate her mental health while allowing her to be able to do her own thing. As much as they want to help her, nobody can really do anything. Also, if anyone sounds the alarm, then the Free Britney people will come back into the situation. Hey. So it is currently a no-win situation with her, because those close to her do not want to step on any toes or say anything, as they don't want to be out of her life. Everyone sees the same thing, from the fans to the friends, but there isn't anything that can be done to move forward, and it just ends up being a never-ending cycle. I really do hope we get to see Britney Spears at Selena Gomez's wedding. So random, but do you guys remember when Britney had her wedding at her home and Selena Gomez was there? I hope that Selena returns the favor and invites Britney to her wedding. Why do I have a bad feeling that Selena won't be inviting her? But the source added that we're going to continue to see videos of her dancing and her voice changing. A third insider said that Britney's house has been crazy, but it's always been. It's just being less careful with what she shows nowadays. So I guess her house has always had dog poos everywhere. She's like in the past just wouldn't post about it. They say that Britney is not at all worried about how she acts. She thinks this is normal. She's very sweet and likes her freedom now. She's not crying at home. She's doing her thing. Well, finally, some good news. Meanwhile, a second source said that while people close to Britney are worried, nobody's thinking about intervening because of the criticism her father received when he was in charge of her conservatorship. They say, yeah, of course we're worried, but what are we going to do? The last time Jamie took over to actually help her, he was turned into Satan. Well, I'm not going to sit here and glorify Jamie Spears. He is an actual snake, a slithering snake. So, no, 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 no. Second source. I don't believe you. But it's so sad. In 2022, Jaden, her son, said it would take a lot of time and effort to repair the relationship with his mother. He said, I just want her to get better mentally. When she gets better, I really want to see her again. Now, Jaden, the son, is like the only person I'll actually take their word for because I think that he loves Britney unconditionally, probably one of the only people in the world. But I don't know if Jaden is going to get his wish. And it's not Britney's fault either. It's the system. It's what she's been through. It's the trauma. And it's led to her being in her home, it seems like 24/7, posting inappropriate pictures where she's like pretty much nude. I mean, we're going to censor everything with some big black bars, but a lot of this stuff would not fly on YouTube.
What exactly is going on with Britney Spears? I know there's millions and millions and millions of fans out there who were crying for her to have her freedom, and look what you did. I think it's safe to say there's a few screws loose up there, and I don't know what the situation is now. It feels very much like a hostage situation.
This article says, hours before sharing the nude picture, the pop star posted a video of herself spanking her butt, filming her backside as she grated on a yacht. Okay, so she left her home. That's a good sign.
Guys, look, I got a baby. Thank you. Can you shoot me can you shoot me, ma'am? From the other side, just for a little bit, like go over the
Is that Justin Timberlake playing in the background? She is so messy. Oh, I hope we don't get copyrighted for this. Oh, what? Okay. Okay, let's censor this as well. Okay. She's got her little booty. Not Britney bouncing that little booty on her boat. Okay. Go off. Enjoy that freedom, I guess. This comment reads, I feel like our girl would not be dancing to Justin Timberlake. Another person writes, what did you do to Britney? Where is she? Britney did write an interesting caption recently. She wrote, I was actually right about nerve damage in my back. Ouch, back pain. I have to get acupuncture every day of my life now. Is that healthy? Words and thinking too hard make it worse. If people only knew how I've had to crawl to my own door one time. Okay, one time. My family hurt me. There's been no justice and probably never will be. The people who sat and did absolutely nothing when they did that for 4 months are smooth sailing. I feel like she's talking about Lou and Taylor. It's funny because till this very day, I haven't told them face to face. I text through Instagram, but I honestly believe it will not be safe if I ever did go face to face with those people. The child in me knows they would be destroyed, and that's basically it. I do miss my home in Louisiana, and I wish I could visit, but they took everything. This person on Reddit writes, the way that people are back to saying that we shouldn't have freed Britney because she's not healing in a way that they find genuine makes me sad. She had her autonomy stripped for a decade. She doesn't have to act like a trained SEAL anymore. Let her dance in her mansion. Destiny writes, that poor, poor woman, everyone has failed or used her. I just wish one person would help her, truly help her. Now, one TikToker noticed something interesting in Britney's post, that when they took a screen grab of the photo video and they changed the brightness, they were able to notice some things in her shower, which almost appear to be like a blood-like substance. I'm gonna go ahead and play that TikTok for you guys.
I woke up and saw this comment. This is about the whole Britney Spears situation. In her recent picture in the shower, what's that running down on the floor? I went and had a look, and I think it is what I think you think it is. So this is the picture. And then what I've done is I've put it into like a photo editing app and changed the brightness, contrast and all that. And this is what it's turned out like. Also, she wrote like a weird caption with it, which I'll pop here, because it's probably going to get deleted because it always does. But yeah, what do you think?
Now, recently, Britney made a statement that caught my attention about Sam Asghari, essentially admitting that she's now realizing that that marriage was completely fake to keep her away from her kids. As kind of like a band-aid on the fact that she had no custody and no connection to her kids, but at least she had Sam, and that was a distraction that the conservatorship used against her. And I would love to see a part 2 of her book where she dives into that relationship with Sam, because I feel like he's a lot more sneaky and disingenuous than we all even believe. Like he's worse than what we think he is. Now, Sam did respond to Britney saying that their marriage felt like a fake distraction. According to Sam, their marriage was very real to him. I'm sure the NDA says something like that. He continued, "It may have been short, but we were together for 7 years. I was in love with her, always will have love for her and wish her the best. Always." I wonder if he's still getting that $10,000 a month that he asked the court to make Britney pay him so that he could go and live his life after leaving her. Britney said that their marriage was a way to cut off her from calling or texting her 2 sons. Britney said, "I remember in shock, my secret to survival was denial and a lot of tears. It's weird. Me and Sam were married, but it almost felt like a fake distraction to help me deal with it." Now, I'm worried about Britney. I think you guys are also worried about Britney, but what do we do? I mean, what's going on in court, if there's anything going on in court, is sealed. We can't access it. The reason I say this is because in our recent blind item breakdown video, we spoke about how this blind item suggested that Britney's back in court. I need all my free Britney people out here to chime in. Is there something going on in court? Is it the temporary care plan that was like, because after the conservatorship ended, she was put into a temporary care plan, which a temporary care plan isn't really temporary. I think Amanda Bynes was technically in a temporary care plan. So this blind item reads, "It is on the court calendar every 2 months. Most of the time, the hearing is just continued and nothing happens. There is talk at the next one that is scheduled that a much stricter supervision of the permanent A-list singer is to be asked for again." If you guys know anything about whatever proceedings this blind item is referring to, I need you to sound off. But otherwise, I will be keeping my eye on Britney Spears and what's going on with that, and I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. My email is SloanWellKnown@gmail.com, so email me some video ideas, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.